Welcome back to the What's Cooking Show. Again, we have Mr. Jason Huguet with the Steamboat Warehouse in Washington. He's going to be cooking up some wonderful dishes today and a very special surprise at the end.
Special surprise we're not going to say until the last segment. So right now, Joey, we have a pound of butter and a very heavy bottom stock pot. So the butter has been melted and it's very hot right now. So we're going to go ahead and add an onion. This is actually 2 medium-sized onions that I just cut up. You always want to cut it right before you use it for the maximum, flavoring. Mm-hmm. And also 1 bell pepper. 1 whole bell pepper. And we're going to take that, and of course you can't have nothing like this without a little garlic in it. Mm-hmm. So minced garlic. Yeah, and that's one of my favorites. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to put a little bit extra. So I'm going to wipe our cutting board off. And we're going to basically start with that and let that saute for 3 to 5 minutes once it starts getting really good and hot. And when they get translucent, you don't want to, I don't like to overdo them, mm-hmm. but again, you don't want them too crunchy. Right. Also, I was telling you earlier about I kind of revamped my little herb garden, and it's really looking real nice right now, probably better than ever. I got some herbs in there I didn't know I had. So, we have... That's always a good thing. Yeah, that's a great thing. So, in light of those events Sunday of getting in the herb garden and I'm really excited now that I got it back in shape. I kind of neglected it a little too much, and I'm sorry to say. Yeah, but look how busy you were, during the December month. It's just you can only do so much. It was kind of tough to find the time. I can't really justify paying someone just to take care of my herb garden. So what we're gonna do is take a little bit of time that I picked just this morning. And we are going to chop that, not too fine. You don't really have to put herbs in this. I normally don't, to be honest with you, at the Steamboat. But again, since I've seen these herbs looking all pretty and nice and fresh, why not? I like cooking with herbs. So I'm just going to throw in there some just for the day. Smell it. So once that gets going, you'll smell it really good. Next thing we're going to do, we'll put our thyme on the side, because we're going to use that to garnish. Since we're using thyme in the dish, mm-hmm. we're going to go ahead and garnish with some. Normally, the general rule of thumb is you don't garnish, well, you shouldn't garnish with something that's not an ingredient in the dish. Right. So right now, one thing I learned in the John Folse Culinary School is certain dishes, not always, but sometimes you might want to, in this stage, sacrifice some of the protein that you're going to use in it. Like if I'd be making let's say a corn and crab bisque, I might put a little bit of crab meat in it once the onions are about halfway done. Mm-hmm. And what that does is it's going to give it a little bit more of a flavor. It helps to disperse a lot of flavor into the dish. Oh, okay. So right now I'm going to take a little bit of our crawfish tails. Again, you don't have to do this at home if you don't like. Some people might might break their heart to go ahead and chop up, expensive meat. But I promise you, it will make a little bit of a difference, and you can tell. So today we're going to chop this up, and you can use as much as you like. If you don't want to use, but maybe a few tablespoons, you can. Mm-hmm. And well, I tell you what, we'll let this go for a little bit first. Okay. Jason, you're making a pretty big pot here. About how many people do you think this will feed? This one will feed a good bit, probably about 20 people. Mm-hmm. Depending on what it's used for. If you're going to use it for a dinner party as an appetizer or something, then, of course, it would feed way more. We have 2 plates today, and I'm going to show you why whenever we do plate up. Okay. We'll do that next segment. But it's probably feed a good 20 people. This is about half of the quantity that I would make at the Steamboat. Mm-hmm. And again, it's always best to make your soup the day before. Everybody knows that. Next day, yeah. And Jason, why don't you tell everybody basically operating hours at the Steamboat? Steamboat, we are closed on Mondays, but we are open Tuesday through Thursday, 5 to 9:30. Friday and Saturdays, 5 to 10:30. Mm-hmm. And Sundays, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. For lunch. And it's always a nice, to me, people ask me all the time. I had a fella come in yesterday, y'all closed? I drove all the way from Opelousas. And I said, okay, well, we are closed on Mondays, but Sunday is probably the best time to come. It's more relaxing. Right, it's, if the weather's nice. Sunday mornings, yes. It's wonderful. And just to remind everybody at home that all the ingredients that Jason's got here can be bought at your local Piggly Wiggly stores here in Opelousas.
2 locations to serve you, 8410.
Highway 182 North.
That's it. On 1305 Heather Drive on the south side, where I'm located at. So drop by and see us. We got crawfish tails and everything you need right now.
Yeah. They're kind of expensive right now, I guess.
Yeah.
Are they? But, you know, if you really want it, it has come down a little bit. But, you know, in South Louisiana, if we want something bad enough, like crawfish tails, when they, you know, people are going to spend it.
Price don't matter.
Price really don't matter. Like ball crawfish, I'll eat them 2 or 3 times a week.
Yeah.
Even in the beginning of the season, why are they too small? Well, I don't care. I like them. You know? So we added our crawfish, Joey, and you will see a little bit of the crawfish start to bleed a little bit, and it'll kind of give it just a little slight different color. So that kind of tells you that there's going to be some kind of flavoring coming into the dish.
Coming out of there, just to prove the point.
Yeah.
So Jason, what kind of secret thing we got going on? Or you still don't want to tell us?
I'm not going to tell you right now because I want everybody to tune in. It's not really that it's this crazy thing we're going to do, but it's one of the most coveted recipes of the Steamboat. It has won many, many awards in New Orleans years ago. It was not with me. This is with the first owner, Mr. Jack Womack. So in honor of him, since he's not with us anymore, today we're going to show Jack Womack's recipe for the Steamboat.
Sounds great. I can't wait to find out what it is. So we're gonna go ahead and cook our onions a little bit longer, Jason, and let the crawfish flavor come out, and then we're gonna go ahead and take a short break, and then come back with more What's Cooking in just a few minutes.